Good morning, everybody. I'm Tonya Maddox. I am the publisher of the Montrose Daily Press. And in the MDP studios today, we have Adam Murdie, who is running for sheriff. So we're going to have a good time here chatting with Adam. And I promise you, at some point, I'm going to make him laugh.
Oh, yeah.
So before we jump into this interview with Adam, I wanted to make sure that we thanked Elevate Fiber. Elevate Fiber, thank you so much for sponsoring Montrose Matters. We are getting great feedback, and we could not have done it without you. Okay, without further ado, Adam, do you really want to be sheriff?
Absolutely.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Well, I've kind of tailored my career towards it the whole time I've been in the business, a little over 21 years here in Montrose.
So you started when you were 12?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually 44, so almost half of my life anyway.
That's great.
Yeah.
So tell me this, one of the biggest challenges that you are facing running for sheriff is this big question of the dispatch centers. What are your feelings about that?
Well, my personal opinion is, and I think it is the opinion of a lot of other folks in town, they should have never split in the first place. We're paying twice the amount for the same service now because we're running two centers within our own community, and it just doesn't make sense for anybody to do that at all.
Okay. And so besides the dispatch center, are there any other questions or challenges that you feel are going to be important to discuss and come up with some different ideas about if you are elected sheriff?
Oh, sure. Everybody's got an idea of how to make things their own. And Rick's done an excellent job. We've been able to do a lot of great things at the sheriff's office here in Montrose over the years, and I've been the undersheriff the last 6 years for Rick, and I've got to implement a lot of the ideas that I've thought about over the years of working here during that period of time.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot of changes that I want to do, but I think we can interact with the community a little better, kind of like what we're doing today, and just having those discussions with people. So.
What's one of your favorite things about Montrose? What do you love about Montrose?
Well, I'm a pretty avid outdoors guy, so
I would have never guessed that.
I love Montrose for the area that we are in and the people that live here. During this process, I've met a lot of folks that I haven't met before, and there's a lot of good people in Montrose. There absolutely is. I
would definitely agree with that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask a question that we all want to know, and I promise you, I will get the right answer.
Here in the heart of beautiful western Colorado, known for its unrivaled outdoor recreation, bountiful harvests, and unparalleled quality of life, changes are being made. Elevate Fiber is transforming the way we work, live, and play by creating exciting new opportunities for local families and businesses. Are you ready?
Good morning, everyone. We're back, and in studio I have Adam Murdie, who is running for sheriff. I did get him to laugh once, but I promised you that when we came back, I would ask him the ultimate question. All right. So when you are, running for election and so forth, you have lots of fans out there. I think I met one of your biggest fans, but I'm curious, who do you think your biggest fan is?
Well, I think it's my wife.
I think you might be right.
I'm pretty sure it's Robbie. Yeah, I would hope anyway.
You guys have a great story. First of all, Robbie, you're such a spitfire, and I loved every minute I had to spend with you. But you and Robbie work together.
We do, yeah. She works in our dispatch center, and she has for 20 years, give or take. She did take a little leave there for a couple of years, but she came back. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, how has that been, working together, you running for sheriff?
It's been very busy. She's still working shifts, so she's on nights, I'm on days, so we usually pass like this on the road going home, and so that's why we spend as much time together as we can when we're out
Do you?
off. Yeah.
All right, so where can we find you when you're off? Not that we're looking, right, Montrose? But what do you like to do?
Well, there again, I'm a pretty avid outdoors guy, so Robbie and I like to, go up in the hills and just play around or hunt or fish or.
Oh, that's great.
Our boys are kind of gone now. One's in college and one's working full-time on his own, so it's just us for the most part.
So you feel like you got a lot of time to do that?
We're just learning that, yeah.
Oh, that's great. In your line of business, there is so much negativity. We're going to take another quick break, but when we get back, I'd love to hear any success stories or things that you remember in your career that help you, remind you of why you do what you do. So when we come back, we're going to head down memory lane and hopefully you can give us some good stories.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we are back in the MDP studios and we're talking to Adam Murdie, who is running for sheriff. And I asked Adam a question about success stories. Your job, there's so much negativity around it. And from what I understand, you actually was part of the drug task force as well, too. Any success stories or positive stories of individuals who had turned their life around?
Absolutely, yeah. When the drug task force here in Montrose first started, I was one of the first guys. Well, I was the first guy out of the sheriff's office. The police department had somebody, CBI was heading it up here in Montrose, and guy out of Delta, and we had a good time. At that time, there was, a lot of business here in Montrose for guys like us, and we arrested a lot of people and got a lot of drugs off the streets. And we actually, one person that I can think of off the top of my head, I ran into just the other day, and we actually wound up arresting her and kind of getting her pointed down that path, and she's been on the straight and narrow and doing an excellent job and earning a good living and just happy-go-lucky. We talked again the other day, like I said, and stuff like that's why we do it,
That is great. How does that make you feel at the end of the day? When you see someone turn their life around? I mean, obviously we needed you to, do what you were doing back then on the drug task force, and we needed to get those drugs off the street. But what does it mean to you when you see someone really turn around?
Well, in our business, and I'm gonna kind of compare it to the military. Mm-hmm. The military guys go out and they do things, they see things that they carry with them for all their life. We do it every day. We see those things and we carry that stuff with us every day. And just like they do. And when we get a story like that we can look back and say, man, I did some good there, Right. That's a pretty cool deal. It's a good deal. So
that's great. I love hearing that. So Adam, I want to give you a platform to tell people who you are, what do you believe in, and why you would like to be sheriff.
Wow.
I'm giving him a lot of power here.
Yeah. Well, as far as the why, I've kind of guided my career that direction ever since I started. When I was still in high school, I was in search and rescue. I got my pilot's license at 17, did a lot of flying until it got too expensive. I've done hazmat team there in Gunnison and the fire department, airport fire. I worked on a wildland firefighter for the Forest Service for a number of years, as well as a reserve deputy up there for a few years prior to coming down here and starting my full-time career, which I've been doing, like I said, for a little over, right at 21 years now here in Montrose. I've worked about every position in the sheriff's office you can think of.
Nice.
All the way going through from the jail to patrol to the task force and supervisory positions throughout the entire office for the most part, as well as what I'm doing now as the undersheriff, which I think really prepares me for that job. The people there at the sheriff's office we've got an excellent group of people. They're very good professionals. They're very well qualified. Just in our dispatch center alone, we've got 8 dispatchers sitting in there with over 100 years' experience together.
Wow.
That's not counting the supervisor or the dispatch director, Susan. So we've got a lot of experience, and that's what I like going to work every day because of the people there. So
That's great. You know, I will have to tell you a story, and Adam, you probably don't even know this because I believe it was you. But I was getting ready for an event in last October, and it was at Friendship Hall, and the Sheriff's Department brought a bunch of inmates down to set up for that event. I believe that was you that day, and the way that you all treated these inmates with respect as they were working was something that I took home and I remembered, because I've never seen anything like that in larger cities and so forth. And so I was just happy to be in this community, and I want to say thank you to the Sheriff's Office, and thank you to everybody who works there, who protects us and guides us, and I want to just wish you luck, Adam Murdie.
thank you, I appreciate it.
You're
I
welcome.
really do.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Montrose Matters, and be sure to check back and keep following Adam Murdie as he runs for sheriff.